Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about preventing infection in hotels. Under this, we are going to cover 4 points: communicable diseases, infection control, environmental cleansing, and personal hygiene of staffs. First is communicable diseases. So, what is communicable diseases? Communicable diseases refers to the diseases that can be transmitted and make people ill. They are caused by infective agents, for example, bacteria and viruses. In severe cases, they may lead to death. These infective agents can spread from a source of infection to person through various modes of transmission. So next we are going to see chain of infection. Under this there are three parts: pathogens and reservoir, mode of transmission, and susceptible hosts. Let's see what is pathogens. So pathogens are infective agents responsible for infectious diseases including bacteria, viruses, or parasites. Reservoir. This refers to any environment or object in or on which infective agents can survive and in some cases multiply. Human beings, inanimate objects, animals, food or water can all serve as reservoirs. Next is mode of transmission. So there are 5 kinds of transmissions: contact transmission, droplet transmission, airborne transmission, common vehicle transmission, and vector-borne transmission. First is contact transmission. This is split into two. One is direct contact and indirect contact. Direct contact means the infection is spreaded directly from person to person. For example, shaking hands. Indirect contact, the infection is spreading from person to person indirectly. For example, sharing towels. So, scabies is one of the examples of contact transmission. Next is droplet transmission. Droplet transmission occurs when the eyes, nose, and the mouth of a person come into contact with infectious droplets. These droplets are generated when the source of person cough, talks, sneezes, or spits. SARS is an example for droplet transmission. Next is airborne transmission. Airborne transmission occurs when the airborne droplet or dust particles containing microorganisms remain suspended in the air for a long period of time and that is inhaled by the people. For example, chickenpox. Next is common vehicle transmission. Common vehicle transmission occurs when microorganisms are spread from contaminated food, water, or equipments. For example, cholera. Next is vector-borne transmission. So these are the transmissions through the insects. Malaria is an example for insect transmission. Next is susceptible host. Of course, human body normally has many defense mechanisms for resisting the entry and multiplication of pathogens. However, some people are at higher risk for infection because of their declined or immature immune systems. Examples of susceptible hosts are elderly and newborn baby, immunocompromised people, steroid user, or patient who is recovering from serious trauma or after surgery. Next we are going to see preventive measures against communicable diseases. So there are 3 points under this: general hygiene practice, standard precautions, and environmental hygiene. First is general hygiene practice. Perform hand hygiene frequently with soap or water or 70% alcohol based hand rub. Do not spit. Cover nose and mouth with tissue paper when sneezing or coughing and have the tissue paper discarded into lidded garbage bins afterwards. Individuals with signs and symptoms of respiratory infections such as coughing, sneezing, headache should be observed. If you feel unwell, you should seek medical advice promptly to prevent spreading in the infection in the hotel. Change and wash uniform frequently or whenever it is grossly contaminated. Do not share personal items such as towels and razors. Cover wound or cut with waterproof dressing. Next is standard precautions. Under this, 5 points we are going to see: hand hygiene, cough etiquettes, environmental hygiene and decontamination, PPE, linen management. First is hand hygiene. Hand hygiene should be performed before touching the mouth, nose, and eyes, before handling, preparing, or serving food, after using tissue paper to cover the mouth and nose while sneezing or coughing, after using the toilet, after touching the public installations or equipments such as escalator handrails, elevator control panels, or doorknobs. So these are the hand hygienic techniques that you are seeing in the picture. Next is respiratory hygiene or cough etiquette. Cover mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. Use tissue paper to contain respiratory secretions or dispose them promptly in lidded receptacles. Perform hand hygiene after hands have been in contact with respiratory secretions. Offer surgical masks to persons with respiratory symptoms when tolerated, especially during epidemic. Encourage persons with respiratory symptoms to sit away from others, ideally 1 meter or 3 feet. Next, we are going to cover environmental hygiene and decontamination. Under this, first point is general cleaning. Room should be maintained at a reasonable standard of cleanliness. Cleaning should start in the clean areas and progress to the dirty areas. All the surfaces should be cleaned at least daily with detergent and water, and it should be disinfected properly. Frequently touched areas such as escalator handrails, elevator control panels, door knobs should be disinfected properly. Hands should be washed after undertaking cleaning activities. Regular pest control should be carried out. Supervisors should undertake regular monitoring to ensure that existing hygienic standards are strictly observed. Next is handling of spillage. Disposable gloves should be worn when we are directly contacting with body fluids. Eye protection and body protection is very important. If the surface is contaminated with body fluid, use the disinfectant, leave the area for some time, and rinse with water. Next is floors and floor coverings. Carpets and rugs should be vacuumed properly, and hard surfaces should be water washed properly and mopped properly. Next is furnishings. This includes items such as curtains, drapes, screens, lampshades, and other furniture items which should be washed, cleaned, and steamed regularly. Next is elevators. Wipe the elevator buttons with disinfectant and maintain it properly. Next is hotel lobby. Regularly wash and wipe the building entrances, doorknobs, and handles should be properly disinfected. Next is public toilets and toilets of the guest rooms. Guest rooms should be properly cleaned and frequently touched areas should be disinfected properly. All the washrooms should be washed with the disinfectant properly. Next, we are going to see about personal protective equipments. Surgical mask, particulate respirator, for example N95, gloves, gown or apron, goggles or face shield are the personal protective equipment. Linen management. Used linen should be handled as little as possible with minimum agitations to prevent possible contamination of the handler or environment. Clean linen should be stored in the closed cabinet and handled, processed, and transported separately from the used linen. Linen should be changed regularly and whenever a guest has checked out. Solid and bulky waste should be cautiously removed fast. It should be hence be handled as standard laundering procedure. Disposable gloves should be used when handling the soiled linen contaminated with blood or other body fluids. Gown or apron should be worn if cleaning procedure poses any risks of contamination of skin or working clothes. Packing, washing, and laundry process should be carried out as per the standard. Next, environmental cleansing. Environmental surfaces such as toilet seats, flush handles, or door handles should be cleaned and disinfected properly. If spillage occurs, it should be decontaminated properly. As general good practices, sufficient dressing rooms, shower rooms, toilet facilities, and separate locker for the guest are recommended to promote personal hygiene. Adequate hand washing facilities, including hand washing basin, liquid soap, paper towels, hair dryer, should be provided to facilitate hand washing for the users. Adequate showering facilities and toiletries, including bathing liquid soap, shampoo, should be provided for the convenience of the guest using the facilities. All walls, ceilings, floors should be good in condition and it should be cleaned properly. Written record of cleaning and disinfecting schedule should be established and maintained. All towels or linen should undergo proper laundering process. In gym, all the equipment should be cleaned and disinfected properly. Sewerage, grease trap, plumbing system, extraction or exhaust system in food rooms should be in good working condition. Grease filters are installed, kept cleaned so as protect from the contamination. Ensure ventilating systems in the premises is functioning properly to safeguard the health of the guests and staffs. Toilets should be kept cleaned, provided with liquid soap, hand drying facilities to facilitate frequent hand washing to the food handlers. Ensure adequate waste containers properly covered and emptied daily. Prevent pest infestation, proper storage of food, proper disposal of rubbish, be aware of signs of pest infestation and arrange for pest disinfectations where necessary. Next, we are going to see personal hygiene of staffs. Keep all part of bodies, clothing, hands, nails clean at all times. Nails should be kept short and unpolished. Cover wounds on hands completely by suitable waterproof dressings. Housekeepers should wear proper PPEs while performing the job. Perform proper hand hygiene frequently and as required. Wear mask when handling food and disposal gloves especially when handling ready to eat food. Refrain from smoking, spitting, chewing, eating, sneezing or coughing in the kitchen. Tasting food with fingers, touching hairs or other parts of the bodies when inside food preparation areas as that may result in contamination of food. Food handlers suffering or suspected to be suffering from the communicable diseases should be immediately report their illness to the management and seek medical treatment. Masseur should maintain good personal hygiene such as executing proper hand hygiene, keeping nails short and clean, no artificial nails, accessories such as watch or ring is not allowed on providing massage services. Masseur should wear clean outer garments or uniforms when serving the guest. Masseur should be refrained from work if they have active skin lesion, nail infection or any signs and symptoms of infectious disease such as fever, sore throat or cough. Thank you for watching. Keep ourselves and our environment clean and safe. Thank you.